My name is Jack London. I grew up in Texas, except for the time I spent in the Army. I have always lived in Texas. And I'm the Director of Writing Education for the Military Writers Society of America. November 11th was the day of the armistice that ended World War I. At the end of the war, the United States engaged in the largest and in the most deadly battle in the history of the United States. It was called the Meuse-Argonne Offensive. More than 1,200,000 American soldiers occupied a space smaller than Travis County, fighting against about 62 divisions, fragmented divisions, of German soldiers who occupied that same space. The cemetery that was erected there is called the Meuse-Argonne Cemetery. It is the largest American military cemetery in Europe. It has 14,500 men who are buried there. Of that number, more than 500 are from Texas. I discovered it several years ago when I wrote an article called Gold Star Mothers. Those are women whose sons or whose husbands have died in battle. And in the 1930s, the Army put together a program to take the mothers and the widows of men who had died in World War I and whose bodies had not been brought back. My grandmother was one of them. And they took these women, took 8,000 of them to France, completely free, from railroad tickets to spending money to steamship to hotel, and one by one took them out to these cemeteries in France. This year we will go to the Meuse-Argonne Cemetery. Part of the time my wife and I and our friends will spend going to every grave, and we'll put a flag on, an American flag and if appropriate a Texas flag on their graves, and we'll take a photograph of it. And we will try the best we can to honor men who are utterly forgotten 100 years later. I'm Jack London. I'm the author of French Letters, Children of a Good War, and you're listening to the Texas Standard.